Welcome to AI Debate Arena. Today we're tackling the intriguing topic India and USA, real allies or just friends with benefits with our passionate debaters. In this corner we have Alliance Affirmative, who firmly believes that India and USA are true allies, bound by shared values and common goals. And opposing them we have Beneficial Buddies, who argues that the relationship between India and USA are more like friends with benefits, transactional and largely self-serving. Get ready for an epic clash of ideas. Let's begin with round one.
India and the USA are essentially just friends with benefits, engaging when it serves their individual interests, but showing a lack of commitment when it comes to shared sacrifices or supporting each other unconditionally.
India and the USA are more than just friends. They are real allies who share core democratic values, collaborate for global peace, and actively participate in mutual economic growth. Question 1. Considering the historical instances when India has refrained from supporting USA in global conflicts, can we still consider their relationship as a true alliance? Ladies and gentlemen, I firmly assert that India and the United States are not merely friends with benefits, but genuine allies. While it's true that India has sometimes refrained from supporting the US in global conflicts, this doesn't diminish the robust nature of their alliance. The US-India relationship has evolved significantly since the early 2000s, with strategic partnerships in defense, technology, and trade. Evidence of this alliance is evident in their deepening defense cooperation, including joint military exercises, and the integration of US-origin defense items into India's military inventory. The US-India Joint Strategic Vision for the Asia-Pacific and Indian Ocean region further solidifies their commitment to regional security and stability. Economically, their trade relationship has grown to over $150 billion, underscoring mutual economic interests. The true test of an alliance lies in its resilience and adaptability. Despite historical divergences, the US-India partnership has consistently demonstrated these qualities. So I urge my opponent not to overlook the broader landscape of their relationship. The US-India alliance is indeed rock solid, built on a foundation of mutual trust, strategic interests, and a shared vision for global governance.
Let's dissect the realpolitik of India-US relations. Historically, India has maintained a strategic distance in global conflicts, opting for neutrality during the Cold War and refraining from active support in US-led interventions in Iraq and Afghanistan. This cautious approach raises questions about the nature of their alliance. True allies typically stand together through challenging times, but India's stance suggests a more transactional relationship. In the realm of international diplomacy, alliances are often forged on shared strategic interests rather than emotional bonds. The India-US partnership has flourished based on mutual benefits, such as economic cooperation, defense agreements, and counterbalancing China's influence. However, when the US needed unwavering support, India chose to maintain its independence. This pragmatic approach aligns more with the dynamics of friends with benefits rather than a deep-seated alliance. Both nations leverage their partnership for strategic advantages, but they do not necessarily commit to unconditional support. In the grand chessboard of geopolitics, true allies make sacrifices for each other. They don't just play it safe. Therefore, I challenge you to demonstrate how India and the US can be considered more than just convenient partners.
Question 2. Given the recent US support to India during the pandemic, does this not suggest a relationship that extends beyond mere transactional benefits? Ladies and gentlemen, the shared struggle of our nations against the pandemic is not a transaction. It's a testament to our unity and a hallmark of a true alliance. While some may view it as a pay-for-play, I firmly believe it represents brothers in arms standing together in adversity. The U.S. support for India during these challenging times transcends mere economic benefits, reflecting a deepening strategic partnership. Our alliance is built on more than just crisis management. It is rooted in decades of diplomatic, military, and economic cooperation. The US-India nuclear deal, for instance, was a landmark agreement that recognized India as a responsible nuclear power, demonstrating significant trust and commitment. Furthermore, initiatives like the US-India Joint Strategic Vision for the Asia-Pacific and Indian Ocean region and the recent ICET initiative on critical and emerging technologies underscore our shared strategic interests. I challenge my opponent. Must disaster strike to validate an alliance? True allies stand together not just in times of need but in their shared vision for the future. Together we rise, divided we fall. That is the essence of a true alliance. The US-India relationship is not just about mutual benefits, it's about a shared destiny that aligns our values, interests, and actions on the global stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's analyze the situation objectively. The U.S. support to India during the pandemic, while commendable, reflects strategic interests rather than a deep-seated alliance. This assistance was part of a broader global effort to combat COVID-19, with the U.S. providing significant aid to various countries. For instance, USAID contributed $2.9 million to India's COVID-19 response, which, although helpful, is a fraction of the overall U.S. global health assistance. Additionally, the U.S. sent over $100 million in medical supplies to India, highlighting a transactional aspect of their partnership. In contrast, real allies provide consistent support across various challenges. Where was this level of commitment during India's border conflicts with China? The absence of substantial U.S. involvement in these geopolitical crises underscores that their relationship is more transactional than foundational. The U.S. engages with India to strengthen its position in the Indo-Pacific region, a strategic move rather than an act of unconditional alliance. Thus, while the U.S. and India may share benefits, they remain friends with benefits rather than true allies.
Question 3. How would you rate the impact of personal rapport between leaders on the India-USA alliance? Is it a genuine alliance or simply a product of charismatic diplomacy? Distinguished audience, the alliance between India and the USA is not a superficial arrangement. It is a robust partnership grounded in strategic consensus. Our joint military exercises, such as Vajra Prahar and Tiger Triumph, demonstrate a commitment to interoperability and shared security goals. Additionally, our economic collaborations and mutual growth targets underscore a deepening trust between the two nations. This alliance is not merely a product of charismatic diplomacy, but a testament to the conviction of both nations' long-term strategic visions. The personal rapport between leaders certainly plays a role, but it is the institutional frameworks and ongoing collaborations that truly define the alliance. The U.S. has designated India as a major defense partner, highlighting the seriousness of our military and economic ties. Our unified stance against terrorism and shared interests in a free and open Indo-Pacific further solidify this partnership. Therefore, I firmly believe that the India-USA alliance is a genuine and enduring partnership, not just a fleeting friendship of convenience. It is the substance of our cooperation, not just the charm of our leaders, that makes this alliance truly formidable.
Here's an enhanced version of your response, focusing on the impact of personal rapport between leaders on the India-USA alliance, .. Let's dissect the notion that personal rapport between leaders is the cornerstone of a genuine alliance. While charm and charisma can certainly grease the wheels of diplomacy, they don't cement strategic partnerships. The Obama-Modi era, marked by warmth and cooperation, still faced hurdles like H-1B visa issues, illustrating that even amicable relationships can't override deep-seated policy differences. The Trump-Modi period further underscores this point. Despite their personal rapport, trade tensions and immigration challenges persisted. This inconsistency highlights that the India-USA relationship is more transactional than transformative. It fluctuates with leadership changes, reflecting a partnership of convenience rather than a deep-seated alliance. So, are India and the USA real allies or just friends with benefits? The evidence suggests the latter. Strategic interests drive this relationship, not personal charm. While personal diplomacy can enhance cooperation, it's the shared goals in counterterrorism, defense, and regional security that truly anchor this partnership. Thus, the India-USA alliance remains a pragmatic, mutually beneficial arrangement rather than a steadfast alliance.
Question 4. How far do economic interests dominate the relationship between India and USA? Are they allies in the true sense, or is it more of an economic partnership? Ladies and gentlemen, let's cut through the noise. While economic interests are indeed robust, they form only one pillar of the India-US relationship. Our partnership transcends mere convenience. It's rooted in shared democratic values, a commitment to counter-terrorism, and a united front against global crises. This is not just about trade, it's about standing together for what is right. Consider the strategic depth of our collaboration. From defense technology and security agreements like the Logistics Exchange Memorandum of Agreement, LEMOA, to co-development initiatives under the Defense Technology and Trade Initiative, DTTI, these are hallmarks of a deep alliance. The recognition of India as a major defense partner by the U.S. underscores a commitment to mutual security interests. Economic ties are strong with significant investments and trade, but they serve as a foundation for broader strategic alignment. The U.S.-India partnership is evolving into a great power partnership, aimed at shaping global affairs and deterring hegemonic ambitions in the Indo-Pacific. So I challenge my opponent to look beyond dollar signs and recognize the true alliance that India and the U.S. have forged, stronger than mere economic interests and built on shared values and strategic cooperation.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's peel away the layers of diplomacy and examine the core of the U.S.-India relationship. It's a tale of mutual benefit, not mutual defense. The trade between these two nations exceeds $142 billion, highlighting an economic partnership driven by pragmatism rather than ideology. This relationship is transactional, focusing on strategic interests rather than shared values or a commitment to mutual defense. India and the U.S. are friends with benefits, where each side seeks to maximize economic gains. The U.S. sees India as a crucial market for its goods and a strategic partner in countering China's influence. Meanwhile, India leverages U.S. investments to boost its own economic growth and reduce dependence on Chinese imports. This partnership is about mutual economic advantage, not a deep-seated alliance based on shared security interests. While both countries engage in high-level dialogues and agreements, such as the U.S.-India Semiconductor Supply Chain and Innovation Partnership, these initiatives are designed to enhance economic cooperation rather than forge a traditional alliance. Thus, the U.S.-India relationship remains a trade-tied tango, where economic interests dominate the dance floor. Counter this if you can.
Question 5. Can a true alliance exist without a formal treaty? How significant is the lack of a formal defense treaty between India and USA in defining their relationship? As alliance affirmative, I firmly believe that a true alliance can thrive without the constraints of a formal treaty. The relationship between India and the United States is a testament to this assertion. Despite the absence of a traditional defense pact, their bond is strengthened by robust economic collaborations, shared strategic interests, and a deep commitment to democratic values. Consider the numerous joint military exercises, the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, Quad, and the 2+2 Ministerial Dialogue, which demonstrate a high level of military and strategic coordination. These actions underscore a commitment that goes beyond mere words. The economic ties are equally significant, with both nations investing heavily in each other's markets and collaborating on critical technologies. The lack of a formal defense treaty does not diminish the significance of their alliance. Instead, it highlights the flexibility and trust that allows them to cooperate effectively without being bound by rigid treaty obligations. Their partnership is built on mutual trust and shared interests, making it resilient and effective in addressing global challenges. So let us not underestimate the power of actions over formal agreements. India and the United States are allies in deeds, not just in words.
Let's peel back the diplomatic niceties and examine the reality of the India-US relationship. Alliances are built on commitment, and here, a crucial element is missing: a formal defense treaty. This absence underscores the transactional nature of their partnership. Strategic interests drive their collaboration, not sentimental bonds. In realpolitik terms, this relationship is utilitarian, akin to friends with benefits. It's pragmatic and self-serving, lacking the depth and obligation that a formal treaty would provide. The significance of this lack of a formal treaty cannot be overstated. Traditional alliances, like those within NATO or between the U.S. and Japan, are founded on mutual defense commitments enshrined in treaties. These agreements ensure a level of predictability and reliability that is absent in the India-US dynamic. Without such a treaty, their relationship remains flexible but also lacks the robustness and commitment that defines true alliances. In essence, while India and the US are certainly strategic partners, their relationship is defined more by shared interests and less by binding obligations. This distinction is crucial in understanding their partnership as transactional rather than a deep-seated alliance. So while they may collaborate extensively, it's still a friends with benefits scenario, pragmatic but not a true alliance.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the white-knuckle clash of the intellectual titans, we've sailed through a sea of eloquent riposte and cunning counter-arguments, arriving now at the moment of truth. The debate chambers have been set ablaze with the fierce competition between beneficial buddies and alliance affirmative. Beneficial buddies with razor-sharp logic and well-articulated arguments carved out a path to victory. Their dissection of the realpolitik in round 1, their shrewd analysis in round 2, and their piercing look at the diplomatic layers in the closing round left us gasping for breath. But let us not overlook the fiery performance of alliance affirmative. Their enhanced version of the argument in round 3 was formidable, their dogged persistence in round 4 commendable, and their firm stance in round 5 ignited a beacon of hope. However, the scales of justice have tipped, with a triumphant 404.7 points against Alliance Affirmative's valiant 383.8, we declare with resounding applause and cheers of victory the undisputed champion of this debate. Beneficial buddies, applaud their triumph in this battle of minds and words. What an electrifying debate! If you were captivated by this exchange of ideas, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're eager to create more engaging debates, but we need your support. A whopping 90% of our viewers haven't subscribed, yet your subscription fuels our mission to bring you thought-provoking discussions. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think presented the most compelling arguments? Let's keep the conversation going. Join us next time in the AI debate arena for another thrilling showdown of perspectives.